Is 12 a.m., October 3rd. Trojans of the 50th PAP Light Armored Division have broken out of their muster and assembly points on CCP regime-owned properties of all kinds and types. They begin their attacks on this first day early in the morning, coinciding with the naval drills happening on both coasts, which have gone live, and Klub-K systems have gone live 2 hours after a major cyber attack and anti-satellite weaponry takes down America's eyes and ears. Air raids and naval bombardments begin, coinciding with all the Klub-K salvos and the Trojan attacks intensifying. At the Battle of Norfolk on day 1, many battalions of the 50th PAP Light Armored Division are wreaking total havoc on an asleep and unprepared America. We start up here on the Virginia Peninsula, where intense battles are raging, and one of the artillery batteries of the 50th PAP begins shelling from day 1 to day 4 at a massive intensity level. So bad, in fact, on the northern part of the Virginia Peninsula here, it causes civilians to retreat that had mustered together in a vain attempt to hold off the invasion. To the northwest, a mechanized infantry battalion of the 50th PAP made for a rendezvous with this light tank battalion here at Williamsburg, where they fought a civilian group of 200 civilians that mustered together. All these little circles are roughly 200 civilians in groups. Triangles are about 300 mixed unit military personnel. On the first day, Williamsburg falls. The artillery bombardment continues, shelling heavily Newport and Hampton Roads, hitting civilians and mixed units alike that had mustered fast on the first night, on the first day, trying to hold back the onslaught. To the north in the Chesapeake, slightly north, the 11th Mechanized Infantry Brigade of the Belarusian Army disembarks from Chinese ships onto the coast and makes a landing and heads inland, consisting of 8 battalions of mixed mechanized infantry, main battle tanks, air defense artillery, and a headquarters company, a security company, and a support company. They head inland rapidly on the first day. Over here in Delmarva, civilians muster together in what will be the very last place to fall on day 3 of the 4-day invasion in this particular battle on the coastal areas around Norfolk and Virginia Beach. Up here by I-95 in Charles City, a light tank battalion engages civilians. And these light tank battalions are equipped with 4 light tank companies, which include 3 grenadier infantry companies with them and 1 headquarters company within one of these battalions. They're mainly equipped with Type 62G light tanks with 85mm cannons, which are light tanks, keep in mind. And then there's the old Type 59 tanks, which were passed down to the PAP units, which are plenty enough to do the damage that they've been doing. We have this air defense artillery unit going down to reinforce the headquarters. And the air defense companies that comprise that battalion are equipped with short, medium, and long-range air defense artillery batteries. The long range being the HQ-7P, which is roughly the equivalent of an S-400, which are the vaunted, amazing Russian air defense systems. And then the medium range is an HQ-7B. The short-range batteries, which are 5 of them, which a battery is like a company-sized, are equipped with the HQ-16AE, which is a short-range surface-to-air missile. These are just a redundancy, as they're part of the units that comprise the 50th PAP Division, which are all these battalions here. Now, this Mechanized Infantry Battalion and this Light Tank Battalion on the first day go down and capture a very important infrastructure target. It is the Dominion Survey power plant, which is a nuke power plant, and they capture it from civilians attempting in vain to defend it on the first day. Headed further east, here the bombardment has been going on heavily on the first day at Newport News and Hampton. The civilians that have fled to reinforce these mixed unit of Navy personnel and others, and National Guard personnel even, 300, 200 here, 200 civvies here, 200 that fled down after the bombardment. They find a city that has been shelled to total rubble, and they attempt to find shelter in an air base that's also been shelled to rubble, which actually housed F-22 fighters, all destroyed on the ground from artillery bombardment, intense artillery bombardment. The Marines, meanwhile, have already made their landings on the first day. 2 battalions landed in Hampton and have been fighting civilians and mixed units there, mostly Air Force personnel, as they are seizing the airbase on the very first day. And the bridges, the I-64 bridge being a vital bridge. And the Marines later advance on the same day and fight over this bridge for 2 more days before capturing that bridgehead. So within the first 2 days, Newport News and Hampton have fallen to the Chi-Coms. The Marines landing south in Virginia Beach have been fighting mixed units of naval and civilians, reinforced by a PAP Mechanized Infantry Battalion that mustered here and began fighting for capturing the city of Chester and Norfolk, along with this Light Tank Battalion, also fighting mixed units of Naval and Air Force and National Guard personnel, all mishmashed together. The city falls by the second day. Artillery bombardment has been intense and has been hitting any pockets where specific artillery missions were called in. The subs were used to sink any American vessels that were moored away in their ports in the naval installation nearby, the sub base and other naval installations. They'd done their missions successfully within the first hours of the invasion. These 2 frigates off the coast here have been bombarding the coast with a combination of YJ-83 and YJ-18 cruise missiles with great effect. These Russian Tu-23M heavy bombers in a squadron here, about 8 of them, and these Su-34 ground attack planes, about 12, and 12 MiG-31 Foxbat fighters, and 12 J-20s have been doing steady air patrols and ground attack missions throughout the first day, coming back every so often on return runs for strafing, air-to-ground attacks, or straight-up carpet bombing missions. To the southwest, light tank divisions on the first day and second days have cleared up all and mopped up all resistance around the town of Franklin to the southwest. On the second day, this Mech Infantry Company and this same light tank company that mopped up these areas comes and finishes off the civilians down here. Down in North Carolina, civilian resistance is being mopped up by the 95th Group Army of the PLA, but this is an entirely separate AO, separate from this battle. And by the final day, this final civilian pocket is mopped up by PLA Marines. 2 battalions of them, combined arms units, mop up this last civilian pocket on day 3.